My name's Dave, aka Technocalypse. I DJ a little bit. I started making dark prog when I was really young. I had a fascination with music. I was in heavy metal bands, and then I think I sort of came across psytrance. It was inevitable. But the band broke up. I actually am about to release a third EP on a new Australian label called Ominous Evolutions. I like to make music videos on the side. It was around the same time that COVID sort of hit, where I decided to make the transformation from dark prog to forest. I guess I'm kind of only now at a point with the release of this EP where I'm ready to start playing again. But yeah, I think I'm going to jump on the decks for a while and give that a crack. And oh, that's a tricky one, man.
Hello, everybody. Brother, please introduce yourself.
My name's Dave, aka Technocalypse.
What does Technocalypse mean?
Technocalypse is, think about it like technology apocalypse. It's like there's this theory that like the next singularity will be caused because of the rate of technology is moving faster than the speed of light. So that's the technocalypse, the technology apocalypse.
So you produce music and do you DJ as well?
I produce music. I DJ a little bit, but not so much. Usually just performing my own original tracks. But yeah, I've done some DJ sets before. Yeah.
And so what kind of music do you produce?
I produce. Well, I started making dark prog. Now I've kind of moved away from that, and now I'm doing like forest and dark sci and experimental dark sci kind of stuff. Yeah.
How long has it been going on? How did your music journey begin?
The music journey. Wow. I don't know, man. I think when I was a kid, like when I was really young, I had a fascination with music. Yeah, I don't know. I used to play drums for about like 15 years. I was in heavy metal bands. And then I think I sort of came across psytrance probably like around 98, 99, 2000, something like that. And yeah, just fell in love with it, I guess. So after I stopped playing drums in the metal band, I decided to just start writing psytrance, and yeah, here I am.
So was psytrance the reason why you stopped being, stopped being an active member in the metal band and drumming and all that?
I think the biggest thing was like the band that I was in, we were all like best friends, and it sort of got to the point where it was inevitable. The band broke up, and I was trying to find other like-minded people to write metal with, and I had a lot of people come to me say, "Hey, do you want to play drums in my band?" And I didn't really like their music, and I couldn't really find anyone that had the same the same kind of metal as me. So I kind of just was like, I'll just do my own thing. And I was really into psytrance, so I was just like, fuck it, I'll just do that instead. I still love the drums, but I did sell them to buy stuff from my studio, and sort of took that direction. So I don't have drums anymore, which is kind of sad, but I do love them. Yeah.
Fair enough. So what was the name of that band?
That band was Inside the Exterior, and it was like I don't know how you would like explain it. I think a lot of people called it like groove metal or groove. Yeah, I don't know. It was inspired by like Dillinger Escape Plan, Meshuggah, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think it was pretty unique. It was definitely very groovy kind of metal. Yeah, it's hard to explain.
Was it all in Canberra, or where were you at the time, living at the time?
Yeah, that was all Canberra. We played around the country a little bit, but yeah, mainly Canberra. We're all Canberra boys. Yeah.
So, what do you remember? Which artist inspired you to write psytrance?
I think early on, I liked Spongle. Still like Spongle. I think that was one of the first artists that I heard. Spongle and Simon Posford doing his he had a psytrance thing as well by himself, and I can't remember what it was called. I don't know. Simon Posford. You know who? You know? Do you know? You know who I'm talking about. I forgot, but yeah, I think that was like the very early stuff. I think it was a little bit of Infected Mushroom, but I think when I really started getting into it, I definitely would have to say like Spiral Life definitely in there. And then I guess I kind of the more I got into it, the more I started being experienced to different subgenres, and that's kind of when I discovered the really dark stuff and the dark side and the forest, and I was just like, oh man, yeah, this is me. Yeah. But yeah, I think Spiral Life's got a big part to do with it. Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. And what? How long has it been that you've been actually writing psytrance, or yeah, electronic music in general?
I would say, I think well, actually, I picked up a copy of Ableton version 2 like a very, very long time ago. And this was before you could even write music in it. It was just a performance software. So for years, I would say around the same time that I started, that I heard psytrance, I was playing around with computer music and stuff like that. But I never really gave it a chance. It wasn't until probably about maybe 7 years ago where I was like, yeah, I really want to like learn this and give it a proper crack. So, apart from I've been a sound engineer for many years as well. So I kind of had that for a long time. But yeah, I would say about 7 years ago is when I really gave it a crack. Yeah, put some effort into it. Yeah.
And since then, have you released many, or how many have you released on sale? Like not just on SoundCloud, but like officially on labels. How many releases has there been since then?
I have two EPs out. One on Mod Goblin Records, which is a crew from Cairns up in Queensland, and I have another EP released on Insonitus Records. I believe they're from the UK, but I actually am about to release a third EP on a new Australian label called Ominous Evolutions, and I believe that they sort of spawned off the Mod Goblin. They're up in Queensland as well. So yeah. So two, almost three.
What is the name of the EP and when is it coming out?
The EP is called Jabalba, which is it's a concept album inspired by, if you know what Jabalba is, it's basically the ancient Mayans believed it was like the entrance to hell. Basically, it's a cave system in Mexico, and it's pretty cool. They believed in all these like gods of death, and I thought it was really inspiring for like a dark kind of forest thing. But yeah, it's definitely a concept EP. It's not forest per se. I mean, it's definitely inspired by that, but yeah, I remember the first time the label heard it, they were like, is this forest? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah.
So you explained the concept of the EP, but
Sorry.
how do you get inspired by writing this concept EP?
So I actually did a lot of research for a few years. So I was doing a lot of research into the ancient Mayans and their belief systems and what they thought Xibalba was, and so I was doing a lot of research into the history and also the instruments and the types of rhythms that the ancient Mayans would have used and played. So it took me a long time to sort of research all this stuff and then find I guess like samples and virtual instruments that I could try to recreate these kind of sounds. So there's definitely like a journey to the EP, and I guess it kind of starts off very tribal, very like something that you might experience in those ancient times. And then it kind of, as the journey goes, it gets sort of more into like what most people would think is just forest, I guess. So yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And just going back to your original question, it's coming out on the 22nd, so a few weeks from now.
22nd of July on I guess all platforms.
All major platforms. Yeah, you should be able to find it anyway.
What else are you currently working on?
Yeah, just Forest and Dark Side at the moment. Yeah.
So obviously more releases coming soon. Are you expecting a few more this year, or how long did it? Sorry, let me just go back a bit. How long did it take you to write this EP that's coming out soon?
Yeah, well, it was kind of it was a few years actually. It's only 3 tracks. It's only a 3-track EP, but it took a few years because, I guess, just because of the trying to find, like, doing all the research, and at the time I wasn't in any rush to sort of release it, and it sort of, I'd actually written the songs, and I was writing a whole bunch of other tracks at the same time, and then I kind of eventually kind of figured out, like, oh yeah, I think this track and this track, like, well, I was writing those tracks specifically for the EP, but I was writing other tracks at the same time, so it kind of just took a while, and I wasn't really, yeah, it was ready when it was ready. Yeah.
What about performing? Any plans to do that? How come I haven't seen you at any sort of parties recently? What's going on?
COVID.
COVID is gone.
Yeah, I know. So it was around the same time that COVID sort of hit, where I decided to make the transformation from dark prog to forest. So I was kind of actually already planning to go, all right, I'm not going to play for a while. I'm going to hit the studio, and I'm going to write enough forest so that I've got a whole set and I'm ready to play again. So at the same time COVID hit, that meant I got to stay in the studio a lot longer. And yeah, I guess I'm kind of only now at a point with the release of this EP where I'm ready to start playing again. Yeah.
That's cool. So I hope to see you at some point in the near future.
Yeah, me too. It's been a long time, and I'm keen to start playing again. Yeah.
So when you play using sort of Ableton and sort of like a live set.
Yeah.
How do you play?
Yeah. Originally I was using Ableton, and I was kind of doing like a hybrid, like half DJ, half live performance. Where I was using like stems and also doing live synthesis and stuff at the same time, and I also used a microphone, so I would make like weird sounds and run it through effects and kind of just try to do as much stuff live as possible. But I don't know. I've been playing with the decks recently, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I feel like the decks can kind of do everything that I really need them to do. So I'm kind of moving away from using Ableton, even though that's kind of like how I first fell in love with doing all of this. But yeah, I think I'm going to jump on the decks for a while and give that a crack. And I don't know, Ableton to me is always like, there's just so much you can do with it, and I get like option paralysis, and it's like, man, if I do this, I can do this, and if I do that, but if I do that, I can't do that, and then trying to work out how to map it all to MIDI controllers, and then there's always like something you can do, but then something you can't do, and it was like, I don't know, I had this idea in my head of how to do it, and then I couldn't do it, so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna use the decks for a while and see how that goes until I can figure out how I can do what I want with Ableton. Yeah.
That's awesome. You seem to be very passionate. A lot of other, I guess, music you've got unreleased in stock that you can play.
Yeah, heaps. Yeah. I've got. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm ready to start playing again. So I've got hours. I've got about an hour and a half worth of music there. So a whole bunch of tracks. There's a few other tracks that have gone out to some VA releases, but I'm not really sure what's happening with those at the moment, but yeah, I've definitely got a fair bit of music now.
Can you please name your current favorite three producers and current favorite three labels?
Oh, that's a tricky one, man. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite. I don't really have a favorite producer.
Maybe labels?
Labels, Ominous Evolutions, obviously. No, the Ominous the Ominous crew that is designed to be, I guess it's sort of oriented towards forest, but the whole idea is that they want dark music, and I'm all about dark music. So, I definitely would have to say, yeah, Ominous Evolutions. I'm a big fan of like Pavati records, that sort of stuff. And yeah, I guess like Dark Side. I like the stuff that Voodoo guys are doing. I really like that. It's a little bit more experimental, but yeah, I think it's pretty killer. Yeah.
Besides music specifically, you also do some light, or what other activities do you do? You know, lights and all that sort of cinematography, or what other music related projects are you involved in?
My day job, I make videos. So yeah, I guess one kind of hobby that I have too is I make a lot of music videos. Well, not a lot, but I do make music videos. They're pretty time consuming. So, but yeah, I like to make music videos on the side. And I also help out artists making like like artwork for their EPs and albums and all that kind of stuff as well. Yeah.
That's very cool. So if I want to watch the music videos that you've made, where can I find them?
You can find them on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, which is Ultimate Fury Productions. Yeah, you can find it there. Ultimate Fury Productions, YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, I'll check it out. Dave, thanks very much for talking. It's really awesome. You're very passionate about music. Nice talking to you. Any last words you'd like to add?
Check out the new EP when it comes out. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for watching. All the best.